Welcome to this LANTITE test prep lesson covering the procedural, regulatory, and technical texts to help you ace your LANTITE exam. Without further ado, let's start this lesson. Your LANTITE exam will include questions that check your understanding for procedural, regulatory, and technical texts. So let's make sure we understand what each are. First up, procedural texts provide step-by-step instructions on how to complete a task or process. They are designed to guide the reader through actions in a specific order to achieve a desired outcome. A recipe for baking a cake, instructions for assembling furniture, or a manual for operating a piece of machinery. Next up, we have regulatory texts, which are official documents that outline rules, laws, or guidelines which must be followed. Examples include workplace safety regulations, government policy documents, or terms and conditions for a service. Third are technical texts, which convey specialized information often related to fields like science, engineering, or technology. You can often spot these on exam day because their use of industry-specific terminology to explain concepts, processes, or products in a detailed manner. Examples often include an engineering document, a scientific research paper, or a user manual for software. Now, if on exam day you get stuck, I want to offer you some techniques for understanding and responding to these text types, starting with procedural text. Make sure to read the entire passage first to understand what the question is asking. Notice that procedural text passages on your exam will often use words such as first, next, then, and finally to follow the correct order. Great, moving on. Next up, if you find words such as must, shall, prohibited, or mandatory, understand that you are more than likely reading a regulatory text. In this case, identify the key rules or guidelines within the text, and answer to the question being asked will likely be found there. And we're back to the third text type, which is technical text, where in the exam text passages, you will often find diagrams, charts, or tables that accompany the text to aid in comprehension. Make sure to use these in your process of elimination to find the most suitable answer. My job is to help you get prepped for test day. So before this lesson ends, let me present you with a practice test question. First, scan the text passage and decide whether this is a procedural, regulatory, and technical text. Then come back when you're ready. Great. What I see when scanning through this text is that it has words like must a couple of times, and that overall tone reads in an official way that outline guidelines that must be followed. So I'm going to say this is a regulatory text. Great. Now, if you need to, reread this passage and this time answer the questions that follows. Once you're ready, come back for the correct solution. Excellent. What did you get? I marked answer option B as my correct solution, and that's because the guidelines specifically require the EIA report to detail the potential environmental impacts on wildlife, water, and vegetation, ensuring that these factors are considered and addressed prior to construction. Fantastic job with this lesson, future teachers, but don't move on to the next lesson until you complete our procedural, regulatory, and technical text practice quiz to check your readiness for test day by getting our full LANTITEprep.com. As always, thank you for tuning in.